So today is the day, guys. Sony has officially revealed PlayStation 5 Pro. Yes, it's real and it's coming very soon. November 7th to be exact, that's the official launch date. We also know the price and some of the technical specs, not all of it, and they were very vague. Mark Cerny revealed all the improvements to the console and that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's talk about all that stuff. But before we do, I would like you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you happen to like that kind of content, and let's get on with it. So in the background, you see the new console. It's not really that different from PlayStation, the standard PlayStation Slim, I would say. It just has these black strips. Controller is pretty much the same. The console is going to be available on November 7th. Looks like it's going to be a global launch for $699 in States, £699 in UK, and 799 euros in Europe. So that's a lot. And interesting thing is that the price is totally different for Europe and US. I mean, I guess I'm not sure what's the price of PlayStation 5 currently is. Is it really that higher? But looks like PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be quite expensive. I mean, it's going to be expensive in States, $700, but in Europe even more. I don't really know how you translate the yens to dollars and something like that. So but that's probably quite expensive as well, especially that they raised the price of PlayStation 5 in Japan recently as well. So that's the price, which I think was one of the biggest surprises, because I wasn't expecting that, especially the 800 euros. I was expecting like $700 and 700 euros. So yeah, but I guess it is what it is. So let's talk about specs, I guess. There's few things Mark Cerny spoke about, GPU, and really he focused on the GPU side of things for the most part, which also shows that this console is going to be all about the better graphics, really, right? Performance as well, but in GPU bound kind of games, if you know what I mean, right? He didn't really say anything about the CPU improvements. He did mention the faster RAM, 28% faster RAM. You can see that on the slide. 67% more compute units, but so that's actually quite bigger, GPU, as you can see. But he did also say that will translate to 75% faster rendering, right? We're talking about standard rasterized rendering, right? Which really confirms all the leaks and rumors from Tom Henderson and a couple of other guys out there. So this is nothing new, right? I mean, it's finally official, so that's good news, but that's nothing really new. Another thing he spoke about was the improved ray tracing. And again, not much details. All he said that it's going to be, PlayStation 5 Pro will offer advanced ray tracing. That's pretty much it. He didn't really mention, any numbers. So I guess we probably got more details from the leaks than the official information. And he also at the end confirmed the existence of AI-driven upscaling called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR. So obviously he did say that it's all about better resolutions and better looking games. Then he also spoke about games that are going to take advantage of that technology, and all the things combined. So better image quality thanks to PSSR, plus the better rendering. All that is going to lead to, better looking games. And he did mention that there's going to be a lot of games that will offer quality modes at 60 frames per second, pretty much, right? He did mention mostly PlayStation exclusives like Spider-Man, Last of Us Part 1, I think, or Part 2. What was that? Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo. Oh, Gran Turismo is going to offer a ray tracing in the actual, race, in the actual game, not only cutscenes and that kind of stuff. So that's all coming. Now, obviously, the question is it really worth it? I guess it all is going to depend on the games. I mean, the price is quite steep, to be honest with you, especially in Europe. I mean, in Poland, that's going to be even more expensive because they usually add like 50 euros to the actual price. I mean, we don't use euros in Poland, but we use Polish zloty, but there's like extra taxes, I guess, and stuff. So I don't know. Either way, that's probably going to be even more expensive here in Poland. But 800 euros, that's a lot of money, to be honest with you, for a console. So that's something really, that's not something new. Even $700 in US is going to be quite expensive. And on top of that, I think you guys pay extra taxes depending on the state. On top of that, so if you go to buy that console, that's going to be even more. So listen, at the end of the day, we will have to wait for the games to speak, really, because specs wise, we haven't really got much details other than these percentage wise kind of improvements. Really, when you look at these, they are not necessarily too impressive. Yes, the games will look better and stuff. So I guess for somebody who's very invested in PlayStation and PlayStation 5 ecosystem or PlayStation ecosystem, that kind of purchase actually makes sense because you will get better versions of games. And looks like a lot of third-party developers are involved. There was like a short Caesaril, I think that's how it's called. Short trailer, I guess, of some games that are going to offer PlayStation 5 Pro improvements. And there's like Alan Wake 2 I've seen, and Hogwarts Legacy, and I think like 2 or 3 other games there. And obviously on top of that, all these PlayStation exclusives. But I would wait for the list. I would wait for the improvements. I mean, there were a lot of games that did struggle with graphics and resolution. So PlayStation 5 Pro will solve that for sure. So listen, I guess it's up to you. I mean, me personally, I would love that console to offer also CPU boost, but that's not coming. At least Mark Cerny didn't really speak much about it. I mean, at all. So we'll see. There's probably going to be some Digital Foundry videos about it, and I'm sure we will learn more about that console. But I'm looking forward to some of the first game comparisons, because really that's what it's all about. It's all about games and whether or not these games will take advantage of that extra power. I mean, it will. These games will run better, that's for sure, but are these going to be 700, 800 euros better games? We'll see. So guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.